much for joining me for the Daily African Proverbs. I am a bit late, but we're just beginning our session here. I am super grateful for those who are joining me on Clubhouse, and also for those who are joining us on YouTube. My name is Simon Javan Okelo, and I do this Daily African Proverbs from Monday to Friday here on Clubhouse, and also on YouTube. So if you're joining me for the first time, thank you so much for joining. I see Zizi, it's been a while. Hi Zizi, how are you?
Good. Fine.
Wonderful.
I was busy lately writing a book, and it was launched yesterday, so that's why I haven't been coming.
Oh, no problem at all, no problem. What's the title of your new book?
Remembering. That's the whole issue, is that we forget who we really are. And when we forget our divinity and connection to God, that's when we get into trouble. So it's remembering a spiritual journey, a guide. I just stake my life in it and talk about how I got to where I am now.
Yeah, that's beautiful,
And you
Zizi.
can get it for free today, actually.
Where can I get it from today?
I can put the link. You can get it from Amazon for the Kindle app. It's for free all day today.
Yeah, that's incredible. Definitely share the link with me, and I will be able to put it at the top of the room. Maybe
Okay.
I could put it there now, and then I need to put the link for the live stream there right after that. But I'm just happy that you're here. So if you have the link, feel free to pin it at the top. And I want to welcome everyone who is just joining us for today's session of the Daily African Proverbs. I do this every Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And, today's proverb is really beautiful. It's actually from Kenya, and I am from Kenya myself. I see another Kenyan sister of mine in the audience, Miss Nyambura. And the proverb says that a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. A rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. So I'll just share a little bit more about this proverb in a minute here. But I just want to welcome you all to the African Father in America Club. This is also the African Father in America podcast. And I just welcome you. And I want you to help in a couple of ways. If you're on Clubhouse, I want you to share the link to the room. And I want you to clip it if you want to Twitter, and we can retweet it over there. But if you haven't, joined me on YouTube in the past, I am also live streaming on YouTube. And then finally, something that I'll be talking about, for a while during our conversation today is going to be Africa Day, which I am, producing. I'm leading the production of Africa Day this year. I did it last year, and this year is really an incredible, it's going to be an incredible Africa Day. There's so much going on. The theme for Africa Day is sustaining a healthy Africa. So that's also the official theme for the African Union. And we have, for example, one of the leaders in data across Africa is going to be hosting a conversation around how to make decisions in Africa based on data. So that's just an highlight of what Africa Day is going to look like. Now, this proverb, a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. This proverb teaches us that sometimes, sometimes we are not aware of what is around us, For example, if you have a friend who is always borrowing money from you and you have a feeling that they might not be paying you back, you should watch out for yourself and make sure you're not getting taken advantage of. That's just an example that one of my team members picked for us to submit to you today. But really, this proverb also reminds me of another proverb. I think this is a Jamaican proverb, because I've listened to it in quite a few reggae songs, where it says that if you dig a hole for somebody else, you should also dig a hole for yourself. If you dig a hole for somebody else, you should also dig a hole for yourself. I just want to thank MJL for joining me on YouTube, and I see that we've been joined by a few other brothers and sisters over there on YouTube. Your support means a lot, and I can't do the Daily African Proverbs without you. Again, our proverb today is from Kenya, where I come from originally, and it says, "A rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent." So I just want to open space earlier on in our conversation today. First of all, Zizi, who is one of the people that have supported this space the longest, has a new book. So Zizi, I want to give you space just to talk a little more about your book, and then share with us your perspective on this proverb: "A rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent." And then we'll hear from Bibi and Stella. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. I missed you all, and Bibi and Sarita and everybody here. I was writing this book. It was like I was writing my final will to my children all over the world, the ones that have adopted me and I adopted them. So it's more what I went through in my life to become who I am today. And it's mainly love. Love has, as they say, the love makes the world go round, or it does make the world and people become who they are, because love is the only energy that exists in the world and makes us all one. Like we're all reflections of each other and of the divine, and we are partly divine, having a human experience. So that's what the book is about. It's about my journey, from back to, to fullness and abundance, from judgment to appreciation, from looking at people as, you know, uh, people that are not friendly and I judge them, to people who are loving. So you'll find so many topics in that book, and it's available to to get for free from Amazon. And you can just download the app that's called what is it now? It's the app that you can read it on. It's the Kindle app.
Yeah,
It's
that's
for
right.
free as well. So you can read it on, and maybe that's how Amazon does it, so they can determine by the number who get the app, get the book in Kindle, uh, whether the book becomes a bestseller. So I think it might become a bestseller because they have allowed us 2 days of free, yesterday and today. The important thing is that you benefit from this free one, because I think if you read this book, you really benefit from the experiences that I had there, because it talks about so many issues that we face, and things like acceptance, accepting people as they are, with the good and the bad, without judgment. Not just what is good and, forsaking the others because they have things that you don't like. It's loving people as they are, accepting them, forgiving them, loving everybody in general, like this agape love where you love everybody. I'm not talking here about romantic love, I'm talking about the general love that we love each other with. So it has many principles that I have learned through this trip to become who I am, which I see myself as a love agent or love ambassador, gratitude, all these things. I have put the link, Simon, in your back channel if you want to post it some other time or today or whatever.
No.
And I'm so I'm so grateful for all of you, and I would be very happy to also help with the African Day because I am from Africa and I believe in Africa, and we want it to be richer as it is and healthy. So thank you for allowing me to share, Simon.
Thank you so much, Zizi. You know, I would love to just do a special podcast interview with you. Hopefully, you know, Monday or Tuesday next week, so that we can do a better job. You know, just you know, giving you space to talk about this book, and also sharing the link in a way that it can be more helpful. So. For those who are meeting Zizi for the first time, Zizi, you know, is an elder, you know, and I'm just so impressed by you, Zizi, that you're still writing, you're doing amazing things. You're doing things that I want to do when I'm your age, you know. Zizi, I feel that you're close to 85 now. Is that right? Are you there, Zizi? I'll give you a moment.
I am 85, almost going to be 86 on June 11th, which is my birthday. But I personally don't look 85, nor do I act 85. Actually, I find people who are 85 much too old for me as well, which is funny because God has blessed me with a face and a body that are not 85, they're more like 50. And I act like a 25, even sometimes more of a sometimes child if I feel like it. So I feel like my soul is ageless. It doesn't have a specific age or even gender. I'm just love, and that's it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal of life, just to be loved, But you know, what Zizi has gone through in her life and the stories I've interviewed Zizi about 2 times now on my podcast, and everyone who was in the room at that time here on Clubhouse really you know, was inspired. But I feel like one of your relatives, just by how, you know, I've been blessed by your presence and the work that you do. So thank you again for what you
You are
just
my son, Simon. You are my son. I have adopted you as my son.
I'll take that. I'll accept being your son, you know, and I truly appreciate you. And for those who are just joining us, welcome. This is the Daily African Proverbs. This is part of the African Father in America podcast. We are live streaming. We are on YouTube as we speak. The link is right at the top of the room. And we are discussing an African proverb. The proverb says, a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. So I want you to join us on stage and share what this proverb means to you. Zizi just shared with us a bit of her perspectives and also a little bit about the book that she's producing. She just released. But we are also talking about Africa Day. I am leading the production of Africa Day here on Clubhouse, and it's an amazing 24-hour marathon. This is the second time I am doing Africa Day on Clubhouse. Besides that, I have produced Africa Day 2 times here in Seattle, Washington, at the Gates Foundation, and you know, that's when I realized that Africa Day is something that I need to do more of, and I need to, you know, continue mobilizing the community, especially virtually. It's much easier to do a virtual Africa Day event because you bring the entire African diaspora together. So the Africa Day event that I'm producing on Clubhouse next Wednesday is going to start on Tuesday at midnight here in Seattle, and it's going to go until Wednesday at midnight. So every hour we have different topics being discussed. For example, the first hour is going to be about the African experience in Asia. So we have African people who live in Asia. The main speaker at that time is going to be the Kikombe, who is an educator in Asia, but he's from Kenya originally. So he's going to talk about how, you know, African people there adapt to the food and bring in some African angles to the Asian food in order for them to continue living there. So we also have conversations about Africa Rising, where we are going to talk about the technological advancement in Africa. So you don't want to miss that. In case you want to help with promoting Africa Day, please send me a DM on my Instagram, and I'll be able to make for you one of the volunteer Africa Day promo images that Bibi and Stella have. Bibi, how are you today? And what are your thoughts on this proverb? And what other thoughts do you have that you want to share with us today? Share with us where you're joining us from as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Simon. Good morning. Hi, Susie.
Hi,
Good
my
to see
love.
you.
How are you?
Good. Haven't seen
Yeah,
you
I
in a
want one
minute.
of those. I want one of those things on YouTube. I wanted to say that in Egypt the same proverb exists, and we say whoever digs a hole falls into it. So that's the Egyptian version of this proverb.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Did you say whoever digs the hole falls into it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you
fantastic.
dig a hole for someone, you end up falling into it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's similar to what I was saying earlier. I've heard this in quite a few reggae songs where the proverb is, if you dig a hole for someone, you dig a second hole for yourself. So, the proverbs are quite connected, and it shows you how our cultures and our ancestors were thinking in very, very similar ways. Now, Bibi, I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your perspectives, and I also just want to appreciate you, Bibi, for your continued support, especially engaging with the proverbs on Instagram, and just being a big advocate for the daily African proverbs. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome, Simon.
Excellent. So, Bibi, do you have any further thoughts, or do you want me to move on to Stella? Okay, we'll move on to Stella for now. Okay, Bibi, are
Can
you
you
there?
hear me?
Yeah, now I hear
Yeah.
you. For a moment, I lost you. Go ahead now. Just start over in case you've been talking.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was talking and a call was coming in. That's probably why I couldn't, you guys couldn't hear me. Yes, I was saying that I, thank you so much. And the reason why I protect it so much is because our ancestors worked so hard to make sure that they pass down the wisdom for us, to make sure we guide it. And of course, at the end of the day, we have to make the choice on our own. So, but yeah, no problem at all. And as far as the proverb goes, to me, this was it, in a way, it's funny because 2 days ago, one of my friends in Texas, she opened her garage door, and there was a big old copperhead snake caught in her rat trap, like literally. And this proverb goes back to that. So it's like that's the literal meaning of it. But as far as the proverb goes, when it storms, whether you're a good person or a bad person, that storm is gonna get to you as well. And the only difference is your perspective, how you look at it, and how you navigate yourself through the storm. And just like in life, like there'll always be a time where we'll be guilty by association, and that's just how it is. Sometimes it's like we can't we can't get ourselves out of what we caught ourselves into, but we just have to endure it. And when we have a positive mindset towards it, we'll get out of the storm safe and sound, and we just learn from it. So that way, we don't end up in the same trap again. And that's my take for today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it. I love it. And I hope your friend was able to deal with that snake. It's it's amazing though, because when you're setting a trap, you're kind of angry. You're like, this rat is going to know who I am, or this snake is going to know who I am. But then the next minute you hear your own child crying, or you yourself, while you are setting the trap, it can flip and even catch your fingers. I remember when setting up a rat trap, like the rat traps in Kenya were very, very fast and efficient, and a lot of the time while I was setting it up is when my fingers would be in trouble. So I just appreciate you sharing your perspectives and your story, and I want to invite everyone who is in the audience on Clubhouse to join us on the stage. And if you are on YouTube, thank you so much. I want to make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're on Clubhouse, the link to the channel is right at the top of the room. And if you're on YouTube, remember to push the notification button. It looks like a bell, so that when we are live tomorrow, we are not going to be live tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday we are off, but Monday and Friday 6 a.m. PST we are on. Next week Wednesday we are off because it's Africa Day. We will be live quite a bit throughout the 24 hours. There are parts of Africa Day celebration where we will be live here on my YouTube channel. So if you have access to the Africa Day program, take a good look at it. We are going to really have, for example, the Exploring African Spirituality segment. We are going to have it live. It's a really exciting segment. And then we have Restitution. There's an organization in the UK that has been researching and following all the African artifacts that were stolen from Africa that are now being returned to Africa. So their executive director is going to be our guest as well, and we will also have that one on YouTube as well as Clubhouse. Now I want you to take a minute if you're on Clubhouse, and I want you to ping in 3 to 5 people to join us for this conversation. And I also want you to share with us in the chats if you have any comments as we continue, in case you cannot join us on the stage. The other place where you can also engage with the Proverb is on Instagram. My Instagram is linked to my profile picture. Thank you very much. Now I want to come to you, Stella. How are you doing? Where are you joining us from? And what does this proverb mean to you? Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hey Stella, how are you doing? I suspect that your network might be unstable at this moment, because I know you're talking but I can't hear you. So try one more time, and if it doesn't work, maybe we'll come back to you. So just go ahead and unmute, and then Stella had to jump out. Okay, we'll give Stella a chance to share her perspectives in just a moment. But I do see a few new people in the room. Zuzana, thank you so much for being here. Zuzana and Silka B, thank you. Lakay and Lakeli and Mal, thank you for being here. Tim, nice to see you. It's been a while. I hope everything is going well. I mailed you the book. Let me know if you got it. And also, of course, Roger and Laron and Philip, thank you all for being here. Now, I want to go on to you. Stella is back. Stella, I'll pass you the mic if you're ready. I'll pass you the mic if you're ready, so that you share your perspectives. Go ahead. Okay, Stella, I'll come to you in a moment. William, how are you doing, my brother? I hope you had a nice week. Share with us where you're joining us from, and what this proverb from Kenya means to you. The proverb says, a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent.
Hello, everyone. My week has been good, capping it off with a nice Clubhouse discussion on Friday. I'm joining you from Kenmore, Washington, just northeast of Seattle. I like this proverb. This proverb reminds me that, you know, sometimes even though we all get dealt the same hand of cards, the game the game's gonna work. And it's kind of like death and taxes. Some things are guaranteed, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, you're gonna have to pay those taxes. And it's like if you're taking a math test, whether you studied or you didn't study, those questions are going to be the same. So it's up to you to be prepared for the different situations that life throws at you.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much, William, for being here. And I want to move on to you, Lavender. How are you? Where are you joining us from? And what does this proverb mean to you?
Hello, Simon. Hi, everyone. Simon, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Lavender. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm grateful to be here today. So my thoughts about today's proverb: a rat trap catches both the guilty and innocent. I liked Babe's perspective about um, the proverb. And to add to that, I'd also like to say sometimes people with bad intentions end up um harming those people they care about, even though they intended to cause harm to others. It would spread out to people they care about and people they intended to cause harm to. Also, um, I'd like to say that the other picture that comes to mind is the way our leaderships or our governments are being run today. You'd find that any laws they put into place or their political views affect everyone in general, including their affiliates or their allies. And I think that's it for me for now. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Lavender. I love that perspective. It made me think of corrupt leaders. If they steal billions of dollars, for example, if we go by the case of the corruption scandals that we've seen in Kenya in the past, this proverb is from Kenya, so we could focus on Kenya for a moment. There was a moment where, the people were being seen with bags of money just walking around with like pieces of paper, stolen money. And it's going to impact their children, and it is impacting their children, because when the country is being run like a mafia state, then everybody is impacted, so what you said, I didn't even think about this proverb like that, so I appreciate that. Now I want to go to my brother. First of all, before I come to you, brother, I want to go back to Stella, just to be respectful. Stella, how are you? Do you want to confirm whether you're in a better position now?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, now you sound like you're in a studio. So let's do it.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Hello, everyone. This is Stella from Kenya, and today's proverb: a rat trap catches both the guilty and innocent. I compare it to a Luo saying that says, "Kudniachia lemato ringo." Like one bad worm could spoil the whole meat, the whole piece of meat, and everyone goes hungry. Yeah, so Your associations really matter, and in this case, it's just like a rat trap. If you're not careful with how you associate yourself with people, you you can end up in a bad
I agree with that. I agree with that totally. Stella, we lost you.
reminders to always be careful. Can you hear me now?
I hear you, but it's like we are rapping. So you say a few words, then I say a few words. So it's all good. I hear you. When we hear
Oh,
you, it's really good. So keep going.
okay. My network is really bad today. Keeps fluctuating. There's a lot of campaign going on around here, so
Oh,
maybe that's the problem.
or maybe you need to
Yes.
climb a tree. Joseph, who is also a frequent attendee of this conversation, always says that when the time for the daily African proverbs is nearing, if he's in a place where he knows network is bad, he looks for a tree. It's a joke, but I'm also applying it to your situation.
Yeah, so I was just saying how we should be careful of our associations.
I agree, Stella. We should
Thank
definitely.
you. Let me stop there for now.
No
Yes.
problem, no problem. Yeah, definitely. And even our association in this age of social media, we have to pay attention to who we are engaging with and why. Something that Bibi said yesterday was that I found quite insightful about yesterday's proverb was and yesterday's proverb was actually, if you looked at it, you just think of a regular thief. The proverb yesterday was that, you know, thieves are always under suspicion. I don't know if I said it correctly, but thieves are always under suspicion. And one of the things Bibi said was that there are a different kind of thieves, and there are emotional thieves. There are people who you'd be having a wonderful day, and suddenly they come and they take it away. And I was like, wow, I didn't hear that during the conversation. Bibi went back and had the replay of our conversation yesterday, and I just thought that was quite insightful because you know even if you look at it from far, politicians can take away your emotions. They can steal it. But also, when you look at this today's proverb, it applies to that. You find that there are people who are going to set a trap for you, not knowing that they're setting it for themselves. And then when things fall apart and what really happened is when they're now like the thieves that are stealing, whether it's your emotion, whether it's your leg that you broke because of the trap, whatever the impact of that trap is, it affects everyone. And the actions of a thief also affects everyone. So these last few proverbs have been very, very connected in a way. Now I want to go on to you, brother. How are you? Where are you joining us from? And what does this proverb mean to you?
Hey, peace and love, family. This is Brother Earth. Hey, Simon, if you would, could you come back to me in a few minutes?
Of course, no problem, no problem. I want to move on to Kay. Kay, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Today's proverb is from Kenya, and it says that a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. A rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. What does it mean to you? What does this proverb mean to you? Thank you so much.
Good morning, or good evening, good afternoon, wherever everyone is. I'm I'm from I live in Vermont right now, and this proverb means a warning. It's a warning for the future plans, but also existing existing injustice. That's how I hear it, where best plans can be manipulated to create in possibly well, not possibly, evidently, uh, high incarceration rates. That's how I'm reading this proverb, and it's a warning that if you want justice, or you want to repair something, being very careful about implementing that plan so that you can avoid innocent harm, as well as to recognize that existing structure that may have also caused innocence to be held unjustly needs to be remedied, and that's how I read that proverb.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kay. I love that. I love your perspective, and I was also thinking about currently when you watch the news as you're speaking, it reminded me of how there is a propaganda war, between the West and the East, between the US and Europe and Russia and China and the people who support Putin. And yesterday I was watching an ABC News piece where they were showcasing this American submarine with over 20 nuclear warheads. And as I think about that during this conversation, it reminds me that if any of those nuclear bombs went out, even the children of those who pressed the button would be impacted. Everybody would be impacted. So it's really like a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. No matter where that bomb is directed, everybody will be impacted. And even now, the war in Ukraine, the people who are causing it are impacting everybody. For example, in Kenya, where this proverb comes from, and also where I come from, the cost of food has gone higher than people have seen in a long time. And I think everyone across the world is impacted by this. The cost of fuel is going up. So really, this proverb is very relevant to current events across the world. So thank you so much, Kay, for your contribution. I want to bring it to you, Sam. But before I do that, I want to just go back to our audience members. I want to first give a quick shout out to Sambaza. My brother, the host of the Sambaza podcast, is here on YouTube today. It really means a lot that you took the time to join us. But I also want to give a quick shout out to MJ who is there with us, and everyone else who has joined us on YouTube. I see Brother, who is also on Clubhouse, is there as well on YouTube. So take a moment. The link to my YouTube channel is at the top of the room. Remember to subscribe and push the notification button so that when we are live again, you can catch this conversation. Again, if you're curious about this Africa Day profile pictures that we have, this is the second year I am producing Africa Day on Clubhouse. It's a 24-hour marathon, and I'm really proud of the work that together with the community we are doing. We are pulling together an amazing we have over 50 speakers confirmed, from journalists, activists, innovators, entrepreneurs, artists, poets. So you don't want to miss the conversations during Africa Day, which is next week on Wednesday. Follow the Africa Day Club, and the official Africa Day event is already scheduled. So if you want the direct link to that event, just send me a DM on Instagram. And also, if you want one of these profile pictures so that you can help us promote Africa Day on Clubhouse, just send me your profile picture also on Instagram. Now, I want to come to you, Sam. Share with us where you're joining us from and what today's proverb from Kenya means to you. It says, a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. Thank you.
I'd like to first thank you, Simon, for hosting this ongoing rooms, and for also like producing and overseeing Africa Day. It's really, I think, sorry, there's a little bit of noise in the background. It's really, I think, positive for us as an African community all over the world. At least I'm in Africa. Talking to you from Khartoum, Sudan. But I think it's a very good window that allows us all to come together and actually inspired by our culture. We find so many similarities than I think we've expected. So I love the social science approach to civilization. So thank you very much for doing this and for keeping this up. And in terms of the saying, I mean, it's also again reminds me of so many other sayings that you hosted in so many different rooms. Maybe the terminology only will change slightly here and there, but here is a Kenyan. We've heard earlier that there is an Egyptian, and I'm sure there's Sudanese and others. What it says to me, I think it's that you need to be not alert, but you need to be to keep your eye open, to always be open to an alternative scenario or an alternative reality. That's what you think, or what I think. I know it's not necessarily the reality or how things are, and that one item or one equipment that is key to help us to achieve one thing might not actually just achieve that, and might end up doing something that it was not purposed for. So that's even takes away maybe the value of it. So here's how I see it, like from the both sides, from the trap itself, that it could have a different agenda than what it's already planned for, and also for the person or the animal that was, or the instinct that was trapped. It might not be the reality of things that this was the aim or the target of the item. So I hope I made myself clear. Thank you very much. I'm definitely sending you my picture shortly, so I can have one of these volunteers job and volunteers photos. And of course, we'd be really glad to help in Africa Day in any way possible. Thank you again, Simon, and everyone.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad that you're joining us from Khartoum. I've always wanted to visit Khartoum. I've visited Juba, and I used to work in Agok in Abyei. So, at the very end of South Sudan and North Sudan, the border area. So, one of the things that fascinate me, and one of the things that brings me to this session of the Daily African Proverbs is that we are very geographically diverse. There's someone in Khartoum, there's someone in Seattle, Washington, there's someone in Kisumu, Kenya, there's someone in North Carolina, and for me, that's the secret of life. Just knowing that, we are not alone. We are not even thinking of this proverb alone. But and this wisdom is also unlimited. It's like fire. We have to share it with each other, and we only get wiser if we can be around people who are also wiser, who are also trying to grow, trying to be better. So I really appreciate you for being here, and I'm looking forward to getting your picture for Africa Day promotion. Now I want to go to someone who I have a lot of love and respect for. Jay, how are you? Where are you joining us from? And what does this proverb mean to you? It says, a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent.
Dear brother Simon, the sentiment is absolutely the same. And for everyone in this room, I'm so happy to see Zizi. So happy to see you in this room. So I did... Kay hit the nail on the head in terms of what I was going to say. And then you followed up with my second thought, dear brother Simon. So the third thing that came to mind regarding this proverb was something that I read when it had to do with the war on drugs. And there was a comment that was made about collateral damage. And I thought, why do the innocent have to be collateral damage? Because you've set this trap for certain groups of people. And unfortunately, the innocent can get caught up as collateral damage. The same thing also applied when you were talking about the war. What occurred to me are these landmines, these poor, beautiful, innocent, vivacious children that are just playing. And these landmines had been put in place to quote unquote for the enemy that was whoever you considered your enemy was, whoever they were, that's what these landmines were supposedly for. And yet, children, their lives are destroyed. This is Jay, and I'm finished speaking. Thank you so much, everyone. Blessings.
Blessings to you as well, Jay. I'm just so grateful that you're here, and I truly appreciate your perspectives and also your support for Africa Day. If you're just joining us, thank you. This has been an amazing session. We have been discussing a wonderful proverb from Kenya. Oh, brother is here. Brother, go ahead.
Peace and love, family. I appreciate you letting me back in.
Hey, brother.
Simon, can you hear me?
I hear you, but you are
Peace
in the
and love.
matrix.
Can you hear me? Or is it
You're in the
family?
matrix. I have a difficult time I hear you, but I have a difficult time understanding what you're saying. I would suggest that you jump out of Clubhouse and then jump back in. Thank you so much. Excellent. So, brother, I definitely want to hear you. So, just get off the app and then come back, and that will make your audio much cleaner. And I just want to, again, welcome everyone. I see my wonderful friend, Dr. Ayoka Wiles is here in the room with us. We are coming to the tail end of our conversation today. And today we've been taking a virtual journey to Kenya and discussing a Kenyan proverb that says, a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. And, we learned so much from everyone in the room today. I want to give brother a chance to speak. He hasn't expressed his perspectives yet. Go ahead.
Peace and love, Simon. Is that any better?
Yes. It's much better. Thank you.
Okay, gratitude. And peace and love to you and all the family once again. And I remember when I look at this proverb, what it reminds me of is I remember in the summertime, it would be like a whole bunch of my cousins and me. We all be over the house, it'd be 7, 8, 9 of us. And the adults would be at work. And when something get broke, whenever my aunt or whoever come home, my grandma come home and it's broken, she asks everybody who broke it. Don't nobody know. Well, I don't know. It wasn't me. And what she used to tell us was, I'm going to whoop all y'all to make sure I get the right one. You know what I mean? In that sense, just to make sure she got the right one, she got the guilty and the not guilty. And a lot of times people refer to life as a rat race. So with that being said, I would say sometimes in this thing we call life, the just and unjust sometimes get dealt hardships or bad cards. That's just a part of the game. Peace and love, family. It's Brother Earth from the North Carolina.
Peace and love to you, Brother Arth. I love that. And I'll definitely apply your auntie's strategy on my kids, so that when something is broken, I'll definitely do a similar thing. Anyhow, I just want to say again that today has been an amazing session. One thing that came up for me as well is climate change. I wanted to add that, while Africa and many countries in the developing world cause the least amount of damage when it comes to environmental damage to the atmosphere, to the soil, they also bear some of the biggest brunt of the damage that is being done by the developed countries. And so this proverb is really relevant because the developed countries are the ones who are digging a hole, and everybody else ends up going into that hole, including them. Even though some of the very rich are trying to go to the moon and live there, or to to other places and live there, the same thing is going to happen. The same message that this proverb is giving us, that a rat trap catches both the guilty and the innocent. Some of the other sentences or proverbs that we learned from the room today are that, if you dig a hole for someone, you better dig a hole for yourself. And with that, we are ending our time together today. But I want to remind you that tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have the Africa Day planning session, and this happens every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We started running that room in the Africa Day Club right after the last Africa Day last year in May. So on Clubhouse, there is no community that has been so consistent with promoting, Africa in a manner that changes the narrative about Africa than we have been doing. So join us there tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are going to break down the entire program for Africa Day. We are going to share all the speakers for Africa Day. And also, tomorrow is going to be the last day when we are accepting submissions of the pictures for volunteers, for everyone who is going to have the red Africa Day promo image that you can all use to go into rooms on Clubhouse before Wednesday next week, which is Africa Day, to help us with promoting Africa Day. So with that, I am grateful, to all of you who are on YouTube, and also to all of you who are here on Clubhouse with us. I just want to again thank you, Zizi, for joining us, and congratulations on your new book. And thank you again. This is the end of our session together. Peace and love.
In America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okelo, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.